What's good, Golden Enterprise Builders? It's your boy Corey back with another video. Today we are discussing StreamYard, which is my favorite all-in-one tool for video capturing, podcasting, simulcasting, all of the above. Whether you do it for the free or the paid plan, and I've done both. I've been using StreamYard since 2020, and no, this is not a paid partnership at all. Any of the recent videos I've done on the tutorials regarding the tools and system I use to manage my business efficiently as a solopreneur. So, without further ado, you know how this goes. I'm gonna get my video off, but you're gonna maintain my audio so we can do this walkthrough together. So let's go ahead and get up out of there. Peace for now. Let's get it. All right. So this is StreamYard. StreamYard is again the all-in-one solution for pretty much anything video, and I've been using it since 2020. It does everything as advertised. So from a management point of view, meeting point of view, you can invite guests. So as you're going into the dashboard and creating your sessions to record, you don't have to simulcast or choose a destination. You can simply create the recording session, name it, and then send the invitation link to the individuals you want to join that session. Press record, and it will host it locally. And then, facilitate, conduct the meeting. And then afterward, it'll create a file where you can download it, or you can send a link to watch the replay of that particular meeting for free, right? So the number of hours you can have per month, as well as the length of the live stream that you can record, is going to vary based on the plan that you select. But I use the free plan because I don't meet as frequently as I did, and I'll show you what I'm talking about later. Branding, that's going to be under all plans. You can at least choose your colors on how your banners appear. You can customize banners and create sets for your banners, and we'll talk more about that as well. And media and all that good stuff. And then you have multi-streaming. This is more for your live streaming, your podcasting, your webinars, where after you go into the dashboard, and I'm going to show you all of this stuff. When you go to your dashboard, you can create a stream, and then you can choose the destination. Let's say LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Just a caveat, the more platforms you simulcast to, the stronger your internet is going to be. And I strongly recommend focusing on just one stream to get started, whether that's directly to YouTube, directly to LinkedIn, directly to Facebook, to make sure your stream is consistent. There's less delays and interference overall, and it's less pull from your Wi-Fi, so that way it can be smooth, right? Recording, as we're mentioning, the tutorials that I have been uploading, pretty much all of those you see have been just me essentially pre-recording, going through the information, downloading the file, and then uploading it to YouTube and going from there. And then engagement under the paid plan, when you share the link, right, for others to watch or review the video that you created, then it attract how many people have watched it, and so on and so forth. You can look at comments and emojis, people who hearted it, and so on and so forth. It's super duper cool. I love it. Super helpful as well. Podcasting, this is when you're getting into, more of the platform features it's designed for, where, excuse the dog in the background, where podcasting, you can edit the audio, you can edit the video, you can download separate files. If you want to just do the audio, do just the video, you can download those separately. You can edit them separately. Additionally, you could do what's called local recording, and you can have it where a high quality version of your stream, your video, can be sent separately to each member that's a part of that session. So I love it, man. And then webinars, that's going to be more so where your banners come in, and you can turn live comments on. And the good thing about the live comments is, regardless of how many platforms you're streaming to, again, we talked YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, everyone can join your stream, you tune in live, click the StreamYard button, and pretty much put their name, and then from each of those platforms, wherever the comments come in, they will appear on screen while you're doing the live. I recommend having a moderator just to maintain and keep track of all that stuff. But it's amazing tool. And then video repurposing. This is a part of the newer feature that they rolled out. It's always been a thing, but now they've integrated where you can use AI and it will create mini clips from your long form content. And it's just incredible. You can do all of this in one place. So I currently have the free plan, which is this one here. And you can build it monthly or build annually for the discount, or you can do it monthly. I currently, again, have the free plan right now because I'm just not doing too many videos. I'm not very heavy in the video content right now, but I have used the core plan on several occasions, especially when I was managing a nonprofit called the Community Life Improvement Center, the Click of Past, specifically managing the Click Kids Biz Youth Entrepreneurship Training Programs. And I can show you kind of how that looked as well. So without further ado, to create an account, you simply go to get started, and you can either link it to your Google account or whatever account or email you like, and then you can kind of go from there. So I'm gonna go ahead and exit this, kind of show you what it looks like from the dashboard. All right, so this will be your dashboard after you've created your account. And a couple things here. Let's go to my account first because hold up, pause real quick. We're back. Okay, so let's go to my account real quick. Let's go to billing real fast. All right, so as you can see, you can update. I'm in the free plan as mentioned. You can update the plan at any point in time, and then you can go and get the options, make your payment. Team seats is like how many people have access to this account, almost like an admin. As you can see here, you got to pay for it, but you can bring other people on board. They can host meetings, they could launch, broadcast, and so on and so forth. And you can sort of assign their tasks, right? Not super deep, like a ClickUp or a Slack channel, but the basics for running a podcast. Storage, as mentioned, you can get more storage under the paid plans. You can get 50 hours of storage. For me, under the free plan, you get 5 hours, and that's per month. Streaming and recording time, you get up to 20 hours. You see, up to 20 hours per month. That's just you actually streaming. So if you do one session, 3 hours, another session, 2 hours, then that'd be 5 hours of the total 20 per month. If you're doing, 30-minute interviews, and they're doing pre-recorded, then again, those 30 minutes add up for the month. You'll be maxed at 20, which is plenty of time, in my opinion. And I've done it several times, so I think that's plenty of time. If you're playing your card right and you're organized. Payment, of course, you can do payment, billing information per usual, and then all of your invoices will appear as well. And I'm not with the cap, so as you can see, since 2020, going on my 6th year with StreamYard, I absolutely love this program. They have an affiliate situation where you can do referrals. Again, this is not one of those, but just showing you an example of the opportunities. As you become more confident and familiar with the platform and you want to share it with others, then they have the built-in affiliate link for you as well. System status. So this is, I'm not super techie, but this is kind of just showing you how everything is running on your device from an operational performance perspective. So let's go back here. And so we're going to the home page now. Oh, wait, no, let me go back. All right. So from here, let me go to, let me go back to my account. Let's go to account settings. And then we're going to, wait, I'm trying to show you how to pause. All right, sorry, I lost my train of thought. But so going back to the billing, if you go to your general, this is where you can update the name of your quote unquote team. And as you can see, this is where it's branding beyond Clippers. That's because I have that typed here. Of the past, I've had it with Champion Circle Enterprise, which is the name of my actual company. I've had it where it's Click Kids Biz, which is the program that I developed under the nonprofit I mentioned earlier. And whatever you type here essentially will appear here as the name of your team. From the home screen, getting back to the dashboard, this error message, don't really worry too much about it. This is just saying that I don't have any of those other platforms connected to my account if I was to do a live stream. So that's pretty much what that's saying. As you create your streams or recordings or webinars, you'll be able to, again, select those options. And there's a promo going on right now. The reason why my screen is dark, though, is because I usually have it on this dark mode. I have some friends in the SaaS industry, and they kind of put me on to having the dark mode on most of the time. Just it's easier on our eyes, and I don't really like all that brightness. I don't even like my phone on bright, so not that that's relevant, but still. As you can see right now, I am recording a session, so it's showing me the status. I'm live. I can edit. I can go into the studio, but for the sake of this conversation, I'm gonna go ahead and dive into a past recording. Right. So there's two ways to get to your past recordings. You can simply press past here and it'll pull up the different videos that you've done in the past. And then you can either, all right, so when you have a video, you can either download, as mentioned earlier, the video and the audio, or the audio separately, or even the transcripts. If you were to press delete recording, then this entire file would be deleted from your StreamYard account. If you put delete broadcast, then that means it will no longer be viewable publicly on any platforms that you simulcasted to during that original recording. Okay. And then coming back over here, this AI clips, we'll talk more about this later. But this is what I was referring to. After you create your long form video, then it can create these AI clips, and you get 2 per month. And of course, if you get a paid plan, then you can get more. And then the same thing what we talked about earlier, storage wise. So I've used up, 1 hour and 10 minutes of the 5 hours I have available monthly. Again, if you want more time, more hours, go ahead and upgrade to the free plan. So I'm going to go ahead and enter into one of my previous videos. Excuse me. All right. Like I was saying, I'm going to dive into one of my previous videos that I've made. And so I can kind of show you what I'm referring to. So as you can see, though, meetings here, when I was under the paid plan, I used 2 hours there, 11 minutes and 49 seconds here, 1 hour, 41, blah, blah, blah. And then you can click load and then show you all that stuff. So again, all of this is still within my StreamYard account, but the broadcast and the files is no longer accessible or relevant. So it doesn't count against the time. It doesn't count against the time allotment that I have under the free plan. All right, so now, like I was saying, let me get in there. So let me go ahead and hit view real quick. So view, go ahead and pop open that. So viewing is different from entering the studio, but this is pretty much the recording. If I wanted to just see what I did, this is, I can download it again, edit, generate audio, generating clips. That's what it did here for this particular recording. That pretty much the last one that I did for Trello. And it gave me a few clips. When I pressed it, generate audio, generate clips, and I can generate again if I wanted to. Local recordings, which I don't have any because I just downloaded it straight, recorded it straight, and then edits. So as you can see, this is the raw file essentially, and then this is my edited version. And if you go into edit, it'll give you the little window on the bottom where you can clip it, drag and drop. You can delete portions of it, the general editing tools. So let me go back. Just wanted to show you. And then I'm going to actually enter this session. Give me a second because I'm going to have to pretty much delete or mute myself in the actual session here, the studio, so that way it doesn't, kind of create any feedback. get that a second to load. All right, so I muted it. As you can see, it's picking up on my audio. Again, this is the after you create your window, your session. This will be window number 2, where you'll be able to see if your audio is being picked up really good. I'm muted right now, so it's not showing, but you can hear me. It's fine. You can choose the camera, turn it on or off, and then when you go into your display name, which my name's Corey, display name's here, boom. And then what I love about this is when you go into your settings feature. Hold on, I'm gonna turn off my video real quick. Let me go back. Let me exit that. Stop video. All right, cool. So what I love about this is when you go into the settings, then you can, when you have the paid plan, you can upgrade the resolution. For the free plan, it's 720p. For the paid plan, it's going to be 1080 and above. And then you could resolution badge on stage, enable this feature, see the current camera resolution as you're recording your session. And then your orientation, you want a landscape or portrait, just depending on how you want to run it. If you're doing mobile, probably portrait. If you're doing me, I do this on the computer, so landscape for sure. What type of items you want displayed, and then which kind of mode you want it to appear. Camera, if you have multiple cameras, let's say that you have a camera set up and you want camera number 2 to be capturing you, then you can choose camera number 2, and then it'll tell you the resolution of that camera. In this case, I'm using the default camera from my computer, my laptop. So that's why it's showing the way that it is. And I turn my video off so you can't see anything. Audio, same thing. My audio is currently muted, but I have a secondary microphone that I use versus the internal microphone of my computer. And then speaker, if I had headphones on, then the headphones would be my speaker, which means the audio coming back that's being recorded from the session, right? Versus it coming through the computer itself. So echo cancellation, noise in the microphone, automatically adjust volume. So that's going to be your like gains and stuff if you're into that audio digital world. Visual effects. So I love the visual effects here because this is sort of like a cheat sheet. If you can upload your own background, virtual background for the video, and for me, that's going to be this background I made through Canva with the tree and my logo at the top. And I just uploaded here, so that's become my default background. And then recordings, again, this you decided to do the locally recorded separate audio, then you can do that as well. And you will have to be on the paid plan for that. Hotkeys, which is super fun. I love these for shift clicks. If you want to mute your mic real quick, this is where having this information readily available for your moderator. Or even for yourself as you're kind of getting familiar with all of the administrative stuff when hosting a webinar or podcast, etc. These quick keys, hotkeys, will definitely help with changing the layouts of your presentation, of how people appear on and off screen, and so on and so forth. And then lastly, your guest. So this is so awesome. All of this is just one tool, believe it or not, right? So for your guest, like I mentioned earlier, you can simply invite them and you get their own separate link you can connect your StreamYard to your Gmail account. And since that is the connection, you can send that invitation via Gmail through StreamYard. So that way that your guest, and it also gives them instructions on how to actually join the live. The only quote unquote downside is your guest has to have a Facebook account or some sort of social media account to log in and join the session. But as mentioned earlier, you do not have to simulcast and share your meeting live. That's simply for them to be able to join the session. You can stay inside StreamYard, hit record, and you're just going to be able to move forward from there. So now for the next stage, let me enter the studio so I can show you some of the customization features. And again, I've used almost all of these features in StreamYard, and I think it's an amazing tool. I'm still using it today, as you've seen. I've been locked in since 2020. All right, so differences under the paid plan, under the free plan. Obviously, it's limitations on what you can actually exercise, but I'm going to show you what is really cool about this. So for starters, this is the comments. So as mentioned, would then use that StreamYard link to join the session, quote unquote, the live, and then every comment that is posted, it would appear in this would be a thread. And then as the moderator, you could then click on the thread and it appear on the screen live. So let's go into the banners. So these are going to be your, like, you can have multiple sets. So as you can see, when I was doing I was doing a business series with branding, and I had, different sets per episode. And then in the episode, you can choose, or you can customize all of this, edit, change the wording. You can put a timer. You can determine foods. Let me press this again. Let that do its thing. All right, cool. So as you can see now, across the bottom here, because this is the 3 version. As well, you can see, since this was a ticker and this one's a ticker, on the bottom will change. You see how it changed here? So these are going to be, you can create your cues to stay organized as you're hosting the session. Again, this is where the moderator would come in clutch, simply disappears. And then you can post questions as well. What is branding? This was the episode 1. And then later on, what does it take to be an entrepreneur, right? So you're kind of talking points, and then you create banners, etc. And then you can do this again for each episode that you're recording, whether that's live or pre-recorded. Media assets. So in the paid plan, then you will be able to replace this powered by StreamYard logos with your actual logo for your brand or your business. And then you can appear, whether it appears on the right or the left side of the screen. Let that load real quick. All right, give it a second. Whether it appears on the right or the left side of the screen there. Overlay, I don't really use overlay QR codes. I don't use that either. But if you're doing like a webinar and you want it to appear, if you're making an offer, then you can simply, you can upload or create a QR code. You can create an intro. You can have an intro video and an outro video if you're doing more of like that podcast style flow. You can do a countdown timer for 30 seconds. You can rename it as well. And I mentioned the cheat sheet of setting your virtual background in the beginning versus doing it in session. So when you're in session, you have to kind of pay to get a custom background to change it out during the session. But if you do it in that second stage and upload your file through Canva like I did, then you'll be able to kind of bypass this sequence. But for now, standard, I just have this blue background here, and that's already preset. As you see, I've had different ones based on what I was recording. Sounds, so this is going to be like your applause, your boos, your background music if you want to, for example, just before your show starts, then you can go ahead and do that as well. And then you can upload music. If I'm not mistaken, you can upload more sounds. You can explore sounds as well, but you gotta upgrade. But that's how that works. So up here at the top, this is going to be sort of like your branding. So where the colors come into play. So here also you can get a better visual. So these are going to be the presets. You can have kind of presets, or you could create rename, duplicate, rename your brand or duplicate a brand. As you have multiple, you can add brands and that's going to change out the colors that's being displayed under champion circle. Under champion circle, I have this option. This is my color, and then how I wanted to display the names, and then the camera. So for the other one, click it to a different color palette, a different background color, etc. And then we'll be able to kind of notice the difference there. So you see my background changed to a lighter color because that's the and then you have these. Go back to the banner. So I go here and I shoot example. Now it's going to appear as the color that I updated for the branding, for the brand that I chose to highlight at that time. And then notes, teleprompter. This is something that you would have to do with the upgraded plan. This is going to be, again, the invitation link. It tells you like what their audio covered, sound, what their audio is sounding like, and so on and so forth. And then over here, when you have multiple, and then you can see, so I'm gonna just do this real quick. Add to stage, turn on my, where's my video? Turn my video on right here, and boom, now that I'm added to the stage. I'm still muted, but this is kind of how you bring people, right? Now, if you remove from stage, then their audio also isn't going to be heard right now. But if you just turn their camera off, their audio will still be heard. Okay, just have this option there. If you want to incorporate some type of visuals, you can share your screen. You can upload images, files, PDFs. You can, again, extra camera if you want to get another angle in there, and just set up your digital workstation for this podcast, stream, webinar, or just pre-recording or meeting, right? And then, of course, these are the different. And this is going to be where if you, again, are working with a moderator or you're working with another person and you're like queuing them up, then this is the internal chat, admin chat, if you will. So that way you can communicate with the team. Say, hey, we're going to pause in 5 minutes. Can you cue the, cue the pause in 5 minutes spanner, things of that nature. And then, of course, the recording. And this is going to be, since I'm pre-recorded, the next screen. And then lastly, you have your share, and then again, edit. This is going to be where you can share here, embed into a website, or you can share directly the link, and then that's going to take you to like Vimeo or something like that. But when you share the link directly, excuse me. Sweet. All right. So like I was saying, when you share the link directly, then it's going to record the information as mentioned. So, simply they'll be able to play it. And then if you had to pay plan, then it'll show you like how many views and stuff like that. And I always, use my speed as 1.25 or 1.5, but the viewer can, but that's going to be the tutorial on the different functions. Again, majority of these features, outside of the ones I said you need to have the paid plan for, which is fairly inexpensive, majority of these features are available in the paid plan, i.e. just limited by the amount of time that you have for the month, by the amount of AI clips you can generate within a month, and the branding aspects, i.e., uploading multiple backgrounds, putting your logo on there, but coloring. We have the back way also on how to upload, quote unquote, your virtual background in phase 2. So you don't have to necessarily pay for that feature. So hope you enjoyed this video. As per usual, there are a few other tools that I'll be sharing in the future that I use to manage my business again as a solopreneur. And we'll see you in the next video. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, all those good things, and be on Branding Beyond Clippers. All right, and remember, get on Instagram at Branding Beyond Clippers to see what I've been up to in Orlando, Florida. Peace.